So the Mercedes F1 team have released a new steering wheel, and yeah, I'm sure most of you are aware of this. They announced it a few months back. Really excited to say I finally got my hands on one. Look forward to seeing how good it is and how comfortable it feels and all those details. All right, let me get the box. So for those of you that do end up getting this is what the box looks like, just so you know. So it is a nice bit of packaging. I've just established I'm going to have to put this on the floor. My review videos are nothing compared to boosted media, so wait there. So obviously this is what you're all here for. That bad boy, I mean, that is a serious bit of kit. That's super nice. I mean, look at that. It's just an unbelievable bit of kit. You know, very, very close to the real steering wheel of the real F1 car. You've got the rocker paddle shifters, so you can basically use them invertedly like that. Obviously, a lot of wheels just have upshift paddle, downshift paddle. Yeah, obviously you've got the connection, which obviously translates to a USB device onto your PC. You've got the silver sticker here, which does mean it's officially licensed by Mercedes-AMG PETRONAS F1 team. You've got the clutch throw, so it's not a double clutch because you don't have one on this side, but yeah, you can use it with a double clutch sort of intention. We'll get to that later as well. And you can adjust this stuff as you please. You know, you can make the clutch throw shorter, you can make the shifters slightly stiffer or slightly less stiff, depending on how you want it. So it's very adjustable. And yeah, I'm going to put that down for a minute. What was in the box? So I've got some bolts and washers. These two little things here are magnets. You can basically adjust the shifter tension, so you can make the upshift and downshift paddles more or less stiff. You've also got in here a little blue replacement switch, which is meant to be, so when the wheel comes to you, it basically comes in Lewis Hamilton's config, and this blue switch here, you take the center dial off and you replace it with this, and then in theory you're on George Russell and his spec of steering wheel. So that's what that's for. And also you've got a sticker sheet, which is basically so you can make the sticker arrangement on the wheel exactly how you want it. So those are your little accessories. So yeah, this wheel is a collaboration of the Mercedes-AMG PETRONAS F1 team and SimLab. Me and Fred Vesti, who was in F2 and is now the Mercedes F1 reserve driver, we did a video when this wheel first came out, and we walked around the factory at Brackley and just went up to various team members and stuff with this wheel and the real life F1 wheel they were using this year. And we just went up to them and said, look, what's the difference? Can you see which one's the real wheel and which one's the sim wheel? Like, we went into the inspection department. Obviously that's meant to be, you know, full attention to detail. If there's anything wrong with a part, you know, you'd notice it. We gave it to him, the chief inspector, and he literally was like, that one. I think he didn't know which one to choose. He just guessed, and he guessed the wrong one. He thought this one was the real one. So like, that's how close this thing is to reality in terms of the real steering wheel that Lewis Hamilton and George Russell use. It's a fully carbon fibre shell. The total weight of the thing, including the wheel rim and the hub, is 1,240 grams, so 1.2 kilos. So it's generally quite a light wheel, to be honest. The wheel diameter is 280 millimeters from hand to hand, so it's perfect. Like, any bigger than that, and I feel like it starts to feel a bit weird, and any smaller than that, it doesn't even feel like a wheel, to be honest. So I think 280 millimeters for me is exactly where I want it. Just, it feels perfect. You can react to things quickly, comfortable, yeah. And of course, the main fact everyone is interested in, the price. So this thing is, as of making this video, £2,275, which it's a lot. There's no hiding that. It's a lot of money for a steering wheel. And it's also worth you guys knowing my position. So if you haven't already noticed from my logo on my t-shirt or from watching previous videos, I am a professional sim racer for the Mercedes-AMG PETRONAS esports team, which is the esports branch of the F1 team. So just so you can judge my judgment, it's worth knowing that from your side. But yeah, not to take anything away from the wheel. It's a lot of money, so it should be very good. Hopefully it is very good. Little teaser, right? I've tried this thing already, and it's proper. Like, it's a proper bit of kit. So we'll get into that in a little bit. The screen itself allows for both SimHub and Race Director softwares. You're not just limited to one or the other, you can use both. And there are presets in there already, so you can run the same dash layout and LED profile as the real car. So I think that's kind of cool. And then from a compatibility standpoint, you can attach this wheel to any PC wheelbase via USB with a 70mm bolt pattern, 70. And SimLab also has a compatibility list on their website. And yeah, the link to that is in the description below. Another cool little feature about this wheel is that they say, from the carbon fibre, there's minute differences between wheel to wheel in terms of the weave of the carbon, but also the weight of the wheel itself. So because they're hand built, which I think is a super cool thing, they are a little bit different, so your one is very specific to you. So I do like that. Hand-built things are always cooler than manufactured process stuff, I think. And yeah, I think that's enough talk, to be honest. So let's get this thing on the rig and give it a go. All right then, guys, so you join me in the rig, wheels mounted, ready to go, almost. And we're going to do a little race around COTA, Circuit of the Americas, last first challenge in, I think, the most realistic F1 mod in sim racing in the minute on Assetto Corsa, and that's a mod from VRC, but that's like a completely different video, that. So, yeah, this thing is unbelievable to drive. With this wheel, it really does immerse you as a Formula 1 driver for about 10 minutes. But before we do that, let's quickly load up Race Director, the software, just to get the dash working. So what happens is it's going to load up, and then you get all the LEDs flashing up for a minute, and then you're into it. So that is the dash layout, the preset that basically is the same as they use in the real F1 car. And obviously the LEDs aren't lit up yet because we're not driving. In terms of the button arrangement, you've got Lewis Hamilton's config, so to speak. So a couple of the obvious buttons, you know, DRS, overtake, pit limiter here, neutral for the start. You've got so many different settings here, and obviously they've designed it so it's all reachable with the thumb. That translates nicely to the sim. You don't really want to be stretching for buttons too much. And so I've gone into expert mode here just because I want to use the double clutch sort of system. So you have to go into mode 2 on the middle dial here, and that means it's going to use the bike point that you set in the software. So I've gone for 55%. That seems to give the car a good initial launch. Not too much wheel spin, but still enough to get you off the line really quickly. So you've got the Mercedes-AMG W15 display. The LEDs I've left default. Obviously you've got all the manual and stuff, and then you've got the firmware, which obviously you should make sure is up to date as much as possible. I've actually mapped the DR button to dash page change, so I can flick between the different dash pages here. And yeah, I think we are actually ready to go. So yeah, as soon as I ready up, we're going to be put on the grid. Not much of a countdown, so I'm going to dump the clutch, hold the neutral button. I'm going to be in mode 2 on the middle gauge here, which is the start procedure map. And then I'm going to select first gear, full throttle, and as soon as the lights go out, I'm going to dump the neutral button, and we're going to hopefully get a good start, feed the clutch out, and gain a few positions. So, neutral button, first gear, clutch down, full throttle, we'll dump the neutral button on the lights. There we go. I'm going to feed the clutch out. I'm going to shift on the blue lights and the LEDs. Back to mode 1, strap mode 1. Oh. Bit of contact there with the Williams, but no harm done. Made a few positions there off the start, which is good. They're going to be super slow here, the AI. They're really hard and weird to race against because they're quick in weird places, slow in weird places. They're going to hold it around the outside here? I don't know. Is he there? Is he not? Nope. We're good. Oof. Don't want to be taking that bump in an F1 car. Straight up the inside. Made a good few positions there. Right, DRS zone coming up. DRS open. So yeah, we are shifting on that blue light. I think that's the correct shift point. Trying out brake him here. Braking at the 100. Is he still there? I don't know. No, we're good. I've turned all the overlays off to really immerse us into the situation as much as possible. Alright. So fast right-hander coming up. Oh, they're slow here. Ooh. Jesus, I don't know why they're slow coming out, going through there. That's really weird. So a decent first lap. And in terms of the wheel, another DRS zone. It feels so good because it's just the right size and it feels proper. You can react to things really quickly. What on earth am I witnessing? Oh my god, what was that? That is one of the weirdest things I've ever seen while sim racing. What just happened there? The AI completely bugged out in turn 1. As you can hear, I've got the force feedback quite high because my voice keeps going all wobbly. But, yeah, that's... I think we're P1 now. Not much of a race, that. Literally one lap and we've gone from last to first because the AI just seemed to be so stupid. But anyway, gives us a chance to talk about the wheel a little bit. So, as I was saying, it's just, it feels right for this sort of car. I haven't tried it with other cars like prototypes or GTs. Obviously, it is designed for a Formula 1 car. So for this sort of car, you can react to things quickly. You just feel a little bit more in control of a car like this, which is really important because they're so hard to drive. You know, even driving this and talking to you guys, it's tricky. So I hope you appreciate the multitasking. But obviously, I'm relying on the dash for a couple of things, but mainly the gears, just to see what gear I'm in. And this is the last lap, so we'll try and push and see what we can do. Play apex at T1, pick up the throttle. Going into the S's now, which you have to really commit in this section. 7th gear. Let's hold 6th through here. Must be absolutely crazy to do this in real life in an F1 car. So much G-force. But yeah, in terms of the start and the clutch engagement there, guys, you can just put it in simple mode and manually control the clutch if you want to do that, which in some situations might be what you need. But yeah, for this one, it just seemed like it made more sense to put it in expert mode and have a proper start. But yeah, here we go. One of the weirdest races I've ever had. But there we go, first place, last to first, completed it. What a cool wheel for this sort of car and this experience. Yeah, love it. So that was a lot of fun, but to summarize, this wheel is expensive, but it's top tier. Like, I think there isn't really a wheel, obviously, that matches its purpose, which is to give you the most realistic feeling of what it feels like to drive a modern day F1 car. Genuinely, I think it is the best wheel I've used on a sim, just because it looks cool, it feels really nice, it's got everything you sort of need. Apart from a couple of things, I think, you know, from a pure competitive sim racer point of view, I'd ideally like 2 clutch paddles to really get experimental with like the race starts, and also a multi-directional joystick would be really useful as well for navigating black boxes, like for pit stops and stuff. But it's not like they forgot those things, right? I mean, they don't have that on the real wheel, and that's why they're not on this wheel, because it is meant to be a direct sort of comparison from the real wheel to this. Yeah, what a product, what a wheel, unbelievable bit of kit. And yeah, if you want more details on the wheel, check the links in the description below. It will take you to the relevant pages where you can read up about it and make your own sort of judgment. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comments below. I genuinely am intrigued to see what people think of this wheel at face value. And yeah, if you've got any questions about the wheel, leave them in the comments below. I'll try and get back to you and answer them as best I can. And yeah, hope you enjoyed it. If you did, leave a like, sub to the channel. Big thank you to the team for sending me this. And yeah, see you guys on the next one. Adios.